Well, there are about 65,000 septic tanks throughout Duval County. Of those, the city and JEA have determined roughly a third are in need of repair. On your side's Nick Perot talked with JEA about what needs to happen and what it could cost you. Nick.
Well, Anthony, good evening. Yes, the city of Jacksonville and JEA for the last 2 years have been discussing how to possibly fix those septic tanks that have failed by looking at the condition of the soil in those areas and how close they are to waterways, which is a concern out here in Biltmore, with possibly all of that septic draining down here into Little 6 Mile Creek.
A lot of these septic tanks just don't work. Sewage systems are backing up in their homes, or their drain fields are failing in their yards, and we've seen a lot of that while we're out there.
Well, you might not see those issues as many of the septic tanks are underground. Greg Corcoran spent the last 2 years talking to neighbors about those problems.
Anytime there's failing septic tanks, there are environmental concerns. They impact our waterways. Nutrient levels get high in our waterways. We've seen what happens when that occurs. You can see all these roads drain this way, and what do we've got here? We've got Little 6 Mile Creek.
As a result, after 70% of the neighbors here agreed to an easement, the city is going to flush the septic tanks, plug them, and build a new water and sewer system from the ground up.
And they'll also get new roads when they're finished, and the drainage ditches will be cleaned out, so it'll be like a whole new neighborhood once we're gone.
All costs the city has already budgeted $15 million for, and JEA another $30 million. The new system is projected to cost a family of 4 about $50 a month once installed, with construction set for May. Corcoran believes a stronger foundation and more reliable system will ultimately attract future development in the area.
It's certainly going to help the trajectory of these neighborhoods. There can be more infill development now, so we think it's going to be great for them.
And back out here live again, this is a voluntary program. The city is also looking at this in Beverly Hills and Cristobal. In total, 1,600 septic tanks would be removed. Again, this is a voluntary process. In total, 65,000 tanks. If the city looked at removing all of them, it would cost roughly $2 billion. This project here is set to take about 1.5 years to complete. Again, construction kickoff in May. Reporting live tonight, Nick Perot, First Coast News, on your side.
Definitely something you want to get repaired as soon as possible.